What's up, guys? Welcome back to Revelation 11:27, my YouTube channel. Oh wait, let me get my my city. Okay. Welcome back to Revelation 11:27. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, where we do what? We speak the truth, nothing but the truth, and you can be yourself. You can be yourself, right? In a world where people just make you feel so uncomfortable for being yourself, but that's okay. That is okay. That is why I'm here. That is why I'm here. To clear off any doubts you may have. Because really, if you can't be yourself, those are just doubts. Right? And why are they doubts? They are doubts because you're trying to figure out why is it that you can't be yourself around certain people or around certain environments. Right? By the way, this is my coffee. In case you're wondering, he's drinking. Their doubts really because of all the thoughts and negative energy that the people that you were or are around have successfully been able to soar into your mind, making you think, oh, you can't be yourself because if you are yourself, then this group of people won't accept you. Or if you are yourself, you're too feminine or too masculine for this or for that. If you can't be yourself, you're too funny or you're too happy to be. I've been told that before. Can you guys believe that? I've been told that I'm too happy for a certain environment. And imagine if I would have listened to them. That's crazy. Crazy. But that's what these people want you to do. They want you to doubt yourself enough so you don't be yourself. And when you're not yourself, what happens? You block any connection to God. You block any connection to the universe. And they're able to successfully siphon your energy because you won't be using that energy because you're not being yourself. And when you're not being yourself, you're giving that energy away to these karmic people. These are my seashells, by the way. From Lumeria. And these are my vulture feathers that the vultures gifted me with. I'll always remember that day. I literally cried with the vultures. That was so beautiful. And why did I cry? Because I was thankful. Thankful for showing me the powers of death. Let's raise the frequencies. Yeah. Let's start off with these. Actually. I hope you're starting off your day amazing. I feel like I always say that, but that is so important. How you start your day will really dictate how your rest of the day goes. And you could wake up and be mad. I don't know who, because God doesn't really care that you're mad. Or you could just embrace. Like, guys, in one of my dark crown chakra, purple, what we were speaking about yesterday, crown, your connection to God. God, what I was going to say was in one of my most difficult, darkest times in my life, I was still grateful. I would wake up each day and be like, thank you, God, for allowing me to sleep under a roof. It didn't matter where it was. Thank you, God, for allowing me to have Lucas. And still, I would learn about my spirituality. I would learn about what it is that these karmic people were doing behind my back. And still, without me even knowing, I was in the devil's den. But it's okay. The devil now looks at me and he's like, too much light in there. Can't go in there. So the crown chakra, right? Your crown chakra is located right here. And this is how you're able to receive messages from the universe. You're able to connect to God. That is why I'm saying a lot of people don't even know how to connect to God. A lot of people are not connected to God because they don't believe in spirituality. Their chakras are all unbalanced, unaligned. They don't even know where their crown chakra is, and they expect to connect to God in a church or an environment with like 300 other people who probably don't even know where their crown chakra also is. That is what I'm saying. That just blocks your connection. But look, you've been receiving, your crown chakra is not open, so now love begins. Because you allowed for your crown chakra to open, you're able to really see the truth, and you're able to really see the importance of love. And let me tell you one thing that's important, right? The divine masculine starts opening their chakras, right? But they open it from the root up. And that's how they try, that's how the Kundalini awakening is. Which I've gone through a Kundalini awakening. But I went through that Kundalini awakening after my divine feminine was up to par. So basically, the divine feminine first opens up the crown chakra and goes all the way down to the root. The other way around. And I've done both. And that was my first connection. I had to open my crown chakra to be able to do what I do, to be able to get my messages, to be able to get my visions. And I had to work through that. I had to connect my third, I had to connect my throat chakra to be able to deliver those messages correctly. So look, so it looks like because you've moved the energy from your root chakra, which if the root chakra is unbalanced, that's when you just feel all lusty. That's when you just don't care who you have sex with, because it's unbalanced. Now, when your root chakra is balanced, when your root chakra is stable, you don't even think about those nasty, lusty energies. You don't need that, because you are aware of your energy. You're aware of how powerful your root is, and you're not willing to share it with anyone but your divine counterpart. Because you've allowed for your crown. That is so crazy that we're speaking about that, because we were just speaking about the crown chakra yesterday. And my candle is purple. Like the crown chakra, I told you guys. Because you've allowed that connection to happen, now you are more connected to your divine counterpart. And that is where love begins. You see that water right there pouring. Love. I feel like I want to get one more of these, actually. No, actually, no. That is the message for this deck. That is what you needed to do. You really needed, maybe you took some time for yourself, like we were speaking about yesterday, and you allowed for that crown chakra to open up. And when you do the meditation, guys, when you do, let's say you're doing meditations to balance your chakras, make sure that you picture whatever color that chakra is, like working all up in there and opening up and becoming more vibrant as you're balancing that specific chakra. It says rest. You've been called to rest. Me too. Feel like which I don't mind. You know, I love what I do. But we were just speaking about that. Maybe because you took some time for yourself and you rested. Look at the bear there resting in peace. You allowed for whatever connection that was probably stuck or blocked to be able to become balanced, to be able to become stable. And now you're no longer thinking about all of these temptations. You're not, like, you see the truth, and you're no longer interested in just sharing your sexual energy with just anyone, because you know what that causes: diseases, sicknesses. And because you took some time to rest and really understand your situation, now you are sure. You feel the love. You feel where the love is coming from. But resting was really important, because if you didn't rest, how could your body catch up? Especially after an energy transfer. Oh yeah, did I mention that? Your crown chakra too. Like when you meditate, right? You work with the sun. Well, I'm assuming people that watch my channel know how to work with the sun and the moon. But when you are, charging up your body, you should envision the sun's rays entering through your crown chakra into your body. And you could do so many things with that, right? After it enters your body, you could just imagine the rays of the sun hitting your trillions and quadrillions of cells in your body and illuminating them, making you more healthy, brightening up your cells, your DNA, your bones, your blood. And I think to have patience about something. Resting and patience. Maybe you have a deal coming. Maybe you have a contract coming. Maybe you have a marriage. Maybe this deal is a marriage. But whatever it is, trust it, right? Look at the horse there. Trust it. This is divinely sent. What do we got to see, Spirit? What do we got to know? Oh, same as yesterday. It looks to me like you are happy, right? You are content with your life right now. You're independent. Got money. Chilling. Like this older lady here chilling in her backyard. Drinking her coffee. Whatever it is that she's doing. She's just chilling with her flowers. Right? And with the Ace of Water here, it's like a new beginning, right? With emotions, with feelings. The water has everything to do with the emotions, with the feelings. So maybe a new relationship. Come on. We're speaking about, come on. Love begins. Like, guys, I cannot be making this up. You're following your intuition more, right? And you're allowing for your emotions to lead you, which that is so smart, right? A mistake that a lot of men make is oh, I'm a man, like I'm a macho man, like I don't need to feel any emotions, I don't need to confirmation, I don't need to think about love. Emotions are for girls, emotions are for women. No, everyone is supposed to feel. We're human beings, we're made out of water, well, mostly made out of water. But you've learned that. You've learned how important your emotions really are. Maybe you're feeling with the King of Earth here, maybe you're feeling a little generous, right? You're a successful person in whatever it is that you've done. But maybe you want to share your wealth, you want to share your success, you want to share your life with someone that you want, that you love. Someone who brings in this, with a page of 5 here, someone who brings in this creativity into your life, this sense of an enthusiasm, right? This like new, vibrant energy, fiery energy. Someone who also brings in, and with the star here, someone who brings in inspiration, brings in hope to an environment where inspiration and hope have been missing for a long time. That is what a star is. A star is not, oh my gosh, I want to be famous. No, but a star not only brings in hope and inspiration and faith to an environment where it's been lost, but a star is also someone who is very creative. Right? They can sing, they can act, they can do many. They're a person of many talents, and with their gifts, with their talents, with their creativity, they bring in faith, they bring in hope, they bring in inspiration, they inspire others in many ways. They not only inspire, but they fulfill all of your dreams, all of your fantasies. So maybe that's where you're heading to. Someone that you see as a star. Someone you see as someone who's super creative. Someone you see as a fiery, spicy personality. That is great. That is where you're going to be happy, right? Oh, I think I put coffee on my face. The bird is laughing too. What else do we got to know about this energy sphere? What else do we got to see? Yes. 8 of Cups, you're walking away from whatever environment you were at, and you're heading towards somewhere where love begins. Because now that you've opened up your crown chakra, now that you're more connected to God, you see the importance of love, and you see the importance of feelings. And if you're not feeling, if you don't feel your feelings, then like I said before, you're just a wandering soul, like the rest of these karmics. They're just wandering here on planet Earth with no life purpose. That is why they're trying to steal other people's destinies and purposes and stuff like that. But you're walking away because you've probably discovered a lot of things with the Hermit here, right? You've taken time to kind of like look. And the Hermit, look, see the lamp there, it's dark. You did a lot of introspection, right? A lot of soul searching, maybe in the recent past. That's allowed you to successfully escape whatever toxic environment you were at. And look, we got the Hermit here and the King of Cups. So it's like, maybe you are a detective. Maybe you are a spy. And because of this career that you have, because of this job that you have, it's allowed you to see the truth. And it's allowed you to see these situations and these environments that you were put in for truly what they are. Look, and by you going within, by you soul searching, that allowed you to become the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is someone who is emotionally balanced, in control of their emotions, but also someone who is not easily manipulated by others. The King of Cups is wise and smart and knows when to use his emotions and feelings. And it looks like you are open to love. Ace of water here. And you know where to go to find this love. That is beautiful. And the Hierophant. This love is godly. This love is divine. This connection is divine. This connection is a connection that holds what you most value, holds your morals, holds your integrity. It's up to par with what God wants. If not, the Hierophant would not be here. And no matter how many people probably told you this is not divine because of many reasons, right? Including me telling people he's not divine. He is not a divine feminine because he's a gay man. This and that. People don't know what they're speaking about. Like I said before, energy is fluid, and some people, some men hold more masculine energy than others, and others hold more feminine energies than others. But in my case, both of my energies are balanced. Yes, I hold more feminine energy, and I love that. But I am balanced. My masculinity will come out when it needs to, and it's all just a mix and thing throughout the day. That's what it is. It's not me changing personalities, none of that. Like, your energy is not supposed to change your personality. It's just supposed to change your energy. And on top of that, these people are just so 3D world that they don't know where we came from. Right? I am a Lemurian starseed. And if you look at the characteristics of Lemurian starseeds, they are androgynous, meaning that the way that we look, it's like a perfect balance between femininity and masculinity. Meaning that a divine feminine does not necessarily have to be a woman. Okay? And that's probably part of the confusion that a lot of people have been causing. But now, you've taken time to soul search, right? You did your research, and now you know those facts. And this love is divine. A love where both of you guys' traditions and beliefs can unite, will unite. And it'll be like a masterpiece. That is why. That is because it's meant to be, guys. What else do we gotta know about this energy spirit? The star again. Maybe both of you guys are stars. Maybe both of you guys bring hope and inspiration. Maybe both of you guys are talented. Maybe both of you guys are creative. The Chariot. So you are in control of your destiny. You are in control of your path. You see how the guy's just there on top of those horses. And the chariot does not stop until it gets to its destination. It does not stop. Those horses are not going to stop. So if that guy wants to get off, it has to be because of you. If you get off your path, it has to be because of you. If you want to continue your path, it's not going to stop. Nothing will stop that. It's super fast. Yeah, and the Hermit again? Come on. Look how alone the energy is there, right? Soul searching, looking within. Trying to receive guidance about this situation, about this love, about your feelings. And the King of Swords is, now you have mental clarity. You see the crows there. The King of Swords is just there standing because he is clear of where he's going, of what he wants to do. Yeah, you are clear that you want love. You are clear of who it is that you want to share your love with. Four of Wands, and it is a time of celebration with a fire here. Wands, come on. Fiery new beginning. Maybe a marriage, maybe a proposal, maybe you guys are going to be celebrating with a group of friends, with a group of people that actually care about you guys. And the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is fiery and fast and takes action. So maybe you're taking action. Yeah, taking action. The cherry here is like no one is stopping you now, right? Because you are clear with the King of Swords. No one can mess with your mind unless you allow them to, right? And you shouldn't even be, let me make this clear. For you to be on your right path, guys, you must disconnect, detach from people, places, and things that are no good for your higher self, right? That no longer serve your highest self. And you know who those people are because God have been giving you signs and synchronicities. You can see how bitter and how nasty their energy is and how jealous they are when you tell them certain things you've accomplished. When you tell them certain things that you want to do, they'll be like, I'm so excited for you, but you can't feel the happiness, you can't see the happiness because that is fake, that is false. And you have mental clarity about who these people are in your life. Maybe you discovered that somebody was stealing from you. And when you discover that, you know, it was probably sad, but now you understand that you just have to live and learn. You have to live and learn because maybe you were so being hard-headed in your ego, saying, no, I don't got to fix anything. No, I don't need this. No, I don't need this love. No, I don't need to stop talking to anyone. Well, they robbed you, and now you have to live and learn. And now you're probably thinking about a sweetheart, right? Someone that you see as a sweetheart. The love here. The star. That is probably where you want to head to, right? And you're like hesitating, you're like undecided, like, should I do this? Should I not? What are they gonna think about me? But if you're a man, if you're a woman, you should not be scared to confront anything with the truth. The truth will set you free from any fear, from any confusion. Yeah. It looks like somebody here, right? These bullies that were around, talking shit, smearing my name, causing confusion, this and that. These bullies are now, they probably got into an accident. Look at that. physical accident, maybe a backfire from all the energy they were trying to send. Whatever it is, there's evidence on everything that they've been doing. There's evidence on all of their theft, on all of their criminal activities, right? And that is why you're like, no more. What else we gotta see, Spirit? What else we gotta know? Oh, okay, fine. Let's see those. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is the ultimate family. Look how that family's sitting there eating. Confirmation. Thank you, Birdie. They are happy. They are a true family. So maybe you're heading, right, where this love begins, you're heading to a place where you're going to feel that love, feel that happiness. Because you're over being at a place that feels like the Nine of Swords, that feels like you're tormented, that feels like you can't sleep. Look how that girl is just bugging the shit out of that guy right there. And that is not love. That is just codependency. And that is the judgment, right? Look at you walking out, fired up to your new beginning. Look, the stairway to light. That is what you needed to do. That is what you needed to do to escape the Seven of Swords, to escape this deceitful behavior that you had around. These people were being so sneaky. Look how the cat is just stealing the fish, stealing the money, stealing this, stealing the car, stealing your energy, stealing. Come on. You're walking into the stairway to light. And the stairway to light is love. Yeah. But this deceitful behavior, all of that shit. You have mental clarity. What else we gotta see, Spirit? What else we gotta know? King of Wands. So you're also in control of your fire. You're also in control of your passion. And you want to pour all of that into this new beginning with the Queen of Cups, with someone who is also emotionally balanced, right? Someone who is nurturing, someone who is caring, someone who can bring in that home energy into your life. And someone who's also focused on their business, on their coins, right? And someone who is recognized publicly for whatever it is that they do. Well, and the Queen of Swords here, someone who also has mental clarity, just like you. With the Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords here, this person that you're heading to all is aware of their power. They're aware of their fire. They're aware of that. They're also aware of their emotions, their feelings, and they're balanced. And they say what needs to be said without any fear, right? And that is the judgment that we get, right? That is the judgment that is brought upon to us by the angels and the ancestors and God and the universe. Yeah. Against someone that's been so controlling in your life. that's been so controlling in my life, trying to steal your money, trying to steal my money, right? Someone who's kept you undecided with the Two of Swords here. Someone who's made you confused. Oh, confused. Seven of Cups. And that is the Judgment, right? You walking into this new beginning where you feel the love and where you see the love. Where love begins. And these people that were controlling, yeah, we're not going to talk about them, right? There's evidence about them. Probably gone into many accidents, right? Car accidents, bicycle accidents, many accidents. That is just karma. We don't worry about that because only God can, set the karma. And once that karma is set, we should not be there, because then confirmation, we will obtain part of that karma. Yeah. Look, guys, good enough for making this up. You're heading somewhere. You see it? Let me focus on it. Maybe the married life is the life that you want. True love, abundant life, wifey material, happy family. And that's how you probably see this person. That's your wife. Regardless if they're a man or not. Because energy is fluid, right? But the confirmations are here, right? Let me focus on it because I don't want to look yellow. What the freak? There you go. And let's get some of these actually. I love these. They're like little spells. The way that they rhyme, that's what I'm saying now. It says heart. Oh my gosh, guys, like that is crazy. The heart is a symbol of fulfillment and joy. Romance is in full bloom for you to enjoy. Serenity rests deep in thy heart. Loving yourself is where it should start. Maybe that was part of the time that you had to take for yourself, right? So you can learn to love yourself authentically. So you can learn to love yourself just how you are. And when you learned that, when you accepted yourself like that, that allowed you to start loving others. And that has also allowed you to look at love differently. Maybe after a while of you being single or you just living the bachelor life, you're over that. You want something that's true. You want something that's truthful. You want something that's authentic. And what more truthful and authentic can a divine connection get? Right? And you deserve this. So don't let anyone tell you that you don't. And let me let you know how lucky you are. Because not everyone is able to have a divine connection. Right? Some divine counterparts don't even meet in this lifetime. And the fact that you have the ability to get together with yours, that is wonderful. That is beautiful. And that is so powerful. Imagine the shockwaves that will send into the universe after all these people try to stop it. Imagine. But yeah, you already know what you're doing. Looks to me like you're taking the right decision, and no one is stopping you. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.